Alright, hey guys, Yona here, and welcome back to my RuneScape 3 Completionist Series. Now last episode we got 120 Archaeology, which was pretty huge, and since then I've actually done a little bit of Archaeology because I wanted to finish up every single collection, and as you can see from my Archaeology tab, I barely have any artifacts left, and I actually just finished the very last collection, which was the Museum Draconic 4. And if we take a look at the Archaeology achievements for collections, I have completed every single one of them. Of course, I still have Archaeology related achievements. I still have a couple of mysteries and research missions that I have to complete. But it feels really good having done all the unique collections at least once, because now I don't have to keep all the artifacts in my bank anymore. There's still some artifacts here that I need to turn in for mysteries or like different kinds of researchers, so that's why I still have some of these here. And I am most likely going to be doing Tetra compasses past 120 whenever I FK Archaeology from now on, so either Green Gobo Goodies 1 or the Red Drum Relics 3 are the collections that I'm going to be doing. Anyways, my chronodes from the Archaeology grind have actually sold for 200 GP each, so that is 546 mil. Let's just claim it. That is a bunch of money to have at once. Also got my bananas. I use these for player owned farming, and looks like the vintage components are selling as well. Buying some more luminous energy because even if I am done with my Archaeology grind, I run out of porters and I do use them in other skills as well. I finally got around to using my simple components yesterday, and I created all these empty divine charges. I'm not exactly sure how much I profited from these, maybe like 10-15 mil, but it's pretty much passive income. So, I don't really mind that. Let's just put them up for sale. This is another thing that I decided to make. It is the Earthen furnace core. It is used in smithing and fire making, I think. And I'm not sure how useful this is going to be for me in the future. But, decided to just make it so that I don't have to worry about the artifacts or anything else related to this item. I completed the Mysterious City Mystery, which is the last unlock for your monolith energy capacity. As you can see, I can have a total of 650 energy at once, so that might come in handy if I have a combination that takes up more of the monolith energy at once. In my inventory, I actually have the last relic needed, so let's offer it to the monolith as well, and then just take a quick look at all the relics. It's pretty satisfying having every single one of them, so I don't have to think about unlocking them later on if I want to use a specific relic. And just take a look at my Archaeology tab. It looks so clean now. I only have artifacts that I might recover for more Tetra compass pieces, and also this thing that doesn't have a use apparently, but I read from the wiki that it might have a use in the future, so I'm just gonna be keeping that in the bank tab as well. But yeah, I'm down to 806 bank spaces, and I still have this weird quest tab here that takes a ton of space as well, so that's really nice. So this is what the Completionist Cape requirement list looks like, and I would like to get a ton of these done this episode. However, I'm gonna be gone from my apartment and my setup for like a week for the holidays. I'm gonna be playing on my laptop, but obviously not as much as I would if I were on my setup, so we'll see how much I can actually get done. But there's still a bunch that I can still complete easily, like the Absolute Planker, Yak Tweez, a charm. I just have to get into these and stop AFKing. Gotta be doing the construction contracts first. I bought myself a rune pouch because I haven't used one yet, so this is my first rune pouch. It's gonna be useful for the NPC contact spell, which should make it easier to get another contract from the estate agents. My divine charge is sold, and I've also been selling my Visvax. I haven't used any Visvax ever since the daily challenge update, so they've gone up by quite a bit, so I don't think it's worth it to use them anymore personally, and I'm making some pretty good money out of them, so you should definitely do your Visvax daily from now on. I am finally back at my apartment, and oh my god, is it nice to play on an actual setup with more than one monitor, especially when that one monitor that I was using was my laptop's own. Anyways, I was gone for over 2 weeks, which was a lot longer than I was originally supposed to, and I didn't really feel like playing that much due to the huge quality of life downgrade from a PC setup to my small laptop in the kitchen. But I did still get some stuff done, and actually got the completionist requirement list down by like half, although a lot of the requirements were pretty easy to complete still. And I also got a few level ups from all the XP lamps handed out during the holidays, from using oddments to buy keys during Santa's grotto, and also from handing in paper for the Christmas presents. I ended up with a ton of bonus XP on my skills as well. My herblore went up to 116, farming to 112, and dungeoneering to 107. Out of all the requirements that I worked on during this time, the least enjoyable ones were Bones to Peaches, because I did it all in one go, and then the Mauritania Diaries, because of how much temple trekking you had to actually do to level all the characters to level 99. I'm also currently working on the Desert Diaries, and Dominion Tower isn't really the best content either, in my opinion. I'm not really enjoying all the debuffs that you get in one of the modes, like the one that makes your weapon slip out of your hands like every second attack. That's really annoying. But I did really enjoy Big Game Hunter, and I can actually see myself doing it for some post 99 hunter gains at some point maybe. I think it's over 10 mil GP an hour as well if you're killing the second tier dinosaurs, and it's not really too intensive at all, it's just not AFK. And I actually ended up making 2 golden party hat alts after I looked up the price of the GP hat 3 days before the event ended, and they were hovering at like 500 mil to 600 mil GP per hat. And I bought 2 bones for 55 mil each, and also spent 30 mil on both accounts for the GP shard. So in the end I spent a bit under 20 hours and like 170 mil GP to get 2 golden party hats. It felt horrible, and I know that some people created dozens of these accounts during the whole event. I mean, understandably it was pretty good GP an hour for no requirements other than some effort in managing multiple accounts and enough money to buy the bonds. I don't really see myself utilizing alts much in the future either if a similar event comes around. I would rather learn a more complex PVM encounter and make my money that way. I originally sold my main golden party hat on like the second day of the golden party hat event for like 400 mil, because back then I thought it would only go down for the remainder of the event. The next day, however, it shot up to over 700 mil because of merchants buying all the hats that were entering the market. Since then it hasn't gone under 400 mil, I'm pretty sure, at least not for long. So that's why I made some last minute GP hat alts, because I wanted to actually keep 1 or 2 on me after the event, even if I'm not going to be wearing them. I'm going to be holding them and all the holiday items and tokens on my other account so that they don't clutter up my bank. So I'm actually preparing for the next double XP currently by buying some herblore supplies, and I'm going to be eventually turning, I think, all of these into Elder Overload salves. So I'm currently just buying a ton of materials for the extreme potions, and then I'm gonna be turning those into overloads eventually. I'm gonna wait until 120 herblore actually before I turn them into overloads and upgrade from there, because then you can make them in batches and you actually get 1 extra overload per like batch that you create. So you, in the end, you get a ton of extra potions by doing that. I'm slowly gonna get some herblore XP with the Herby D&D, and of course I'm gonna be getting a little bit of XP from turning these super potions into extreme potions. So for the achievement Draconic Decoctions, I actually bought all the recipes a while ago, but I think I needed 116 herblore for the spirit attraction. So let's just go ahead and read it now to get the achievement, and there we go. Well, I just got another dungeoneering level, and that was from lamps from the treasure hunter. So Head's Oasis recently came out, and with that we got the temporary Elder Godwars drop boosters, and I actually managed to buy myself one for 5 mil. Probably could have got it for less. It is like 2 days after the release. This instabot, I wasn't sure about the price. From what I found out online, it was like 8 mil as I bought this, but it might have not been updated. So 5 mil for a drop booster, I think that's a pretty good price considering it's a 10% increase. I think it's 10% increase in getting a unique, and most of the uniques from Arc Laser are quite valuable at the moment. The scripture of when is like 250 mil right now. Also, I don't think I've actually mentioned me getting the Brooch of the Gods, but I got this like a couple weeks ago. It cost me like 170 mil, and this is one of the things that I most likely should have bought at the start of my account. It says, you know, try to get the money for it and get this, because this is pretty good for your account if you're training. It boosts all the portable effects, and you can also get a bunch of components. I just go for healthy components. Those are of course not really worth too much, but I've already gotten some more valuable ones like Zaros components, although they are only like 2 mil each as well. But I still got some Zaros components, and you can get Noxus components from this, I'm pretty sure. And not just the components, just the thing itself. It can hold your decorated urns or your effigies, and then, you know, as I said, the portable skill station effects. And it also boosts some things like when you're doing archaeology, and if you're following the time sprite, you get an extra multiplier to your precision. As you saw there, it is 6 times for me. Without the Brutes of the Gods, the max precision is 5 times, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, something that I probably should have bought before I maxed and before I did the 120 archaeology grind, but I'm still gonna make good use of this thing. And there we actually have the last journal page for the Dominion journal, and I think I still have to let's see here, let's take a look at the achievement. I haven't defeated 500 bosses yet, and there's still some other weird achievements that I have to complete, but these shouldn't take too long. Maybe I'll be able to finish with Dominion Tower in like an hour or so. So with the help of my friend, I was able to spectate a match after reaching 500 kill count and doing all the other achievements at the Dominion Tower. So I think after deploying the Dominion marker here in the desert, I complete the elite tasks, and I just remembered that I actually still have to complete a couple hard tasks as well, but I have the requirements for this because I did unlock Dread Nips as well. So now I just have to use the Dread Nips on the Calphite Queen itself, so I think I just have to deploy them, and that is all the desert tasks completed. So I actually participated in raids in RuneScape 3 for the first time. We only killed Beastmaster Durzag 2 times, but I think it went pretty well, even though I was only DPSing, so I didn't really have to do anything specifically, just kill the mobs and try not to die, I guess. But yeah, I think it went pretty well, and I will have to get myself into a full raid run in the future, because for the Completionist Cape you do need to get the soundtracks from Yakamaru, so I'll have to see if I can get into a full raid run in the future. But yeah, it went pretty well, except for the part where I had normal prayers for the first kill, because I had just finished doing Falador tasks and I had forgotten that I switched to the normal prayer book. I hope no one noticed. I think everyone did though. I'm about to complete the Fremenic elite tasks once I finish doing this agility course with the Agile top, which I had to complete this advanced barbarian course 250 times for. I think it took me like, honestly, I don't even know how long it took me, but that's all the Fremenic tasks completed. There we go. That is the Falador task completed. It took me 10 minutes to chop down this tree. That was quite annoying. And this is going to be all the Lumbridge tasks completed. It only goes up to hard in RuneScape 3, so it's a bit easier than in old school. And that should be the end of the Wilderness tasks. Yes, there we go. And that's all the Karamja tasks completed as well. I think next up is going to be Varrock. And there's all the Varrock tasks completed. I did get myself the Inferno ads. I know that you can complete this without getting this nowadays because of Archaeology. You can actually use the relic that gives you the ability to burn logs, but I decided to get this anyways because there was another achievement for actually getting this axe. And that is all the Tyrannoman tasks completed as well. I only had to wait for certain Voices of Seren hours to become active to actually finish this. Just doing my Demonheim tasks, almost done with every single area task in the game. But I'm actually going to get a Dungeoneering level from these dailies, so there's 109. And that was all the Demonheim task completed. I only have one more RD task to get the Taskmaster, and that is the Completionist requirement as well. Alright, so once I attack this Jade Wine and kill it, I'm gonna be finishing the very last task, and that is the Taskmaster, and all of the RD tasks completed. So for becoming a taskmaster, we got of course a pretty cool emote to use. So I'm gonna be doing it here in front of the Dominion Tower, which was probably my least favorite part of the taskmaster grind. So let's just go ahead and use the taskmaster emote, and it shows a list of tasks that we have completed and then some rockets on the background. The cape does seem to look pretty scuffed when doing this emote. Just take a look at the cape. I think that just looks really weird when it goes like that. But anyways, that is the taskmaster achieved. And on this episode, I gained over 5,000 rune score because I had barely done any area tasks before I went into this grind. I had only completed the Elite Seers, I think, and then Mauritania tasks partially. And if we take a look at the completionist requirement list, it has gone down by a huge amount as well. And there's also a new requirement, the Crocodile Hunter, that came with the Heads Oasis update. So we'll have to do that in the future as well. But this is honestly not too many requirements left. And out of all these requirements that I still have left to do, I'm kind of afraid of the one where you have to unlock all the music tracks, because for that you have to do all sorts of stuff. I still have Barbarian Assault, and I'm probably gonna have to wait until the minigame spotlight comes up for Barbarian Assault to get that done. And I also have to complete a full raid to get the soundtracks from Yakamaru, among all the other things that I still have left to do. I still have about 100 soundtracks that I have to get. Some of these will be easier and some of these will be harder to get than the others. But I guess that's it for this episode. Thanks for watching. A ton of progress was made. It's been a while since I last uploaded, so I'll see you next time.